Welcome everybody to part 2 of Ryse Son of Rome on Xbox One now. This begins with basically a cutscene which I want you to watch. Is about Damocles, so I'm going to go quiet now.
During a massive battle, his cowardly commanders abandoned him. When the slain Damocles arrived in the underworld, Nemesis, the goddess of revenge, was enraged at how the brave hero had been treated. She allowed Damocles to return to the world as a vengeful spirit, a ghostly, black-armored centurion who would hunt down and kill each of the generals who had wronged him. To this day, many commanders carry a dagger with the image of Damocles on the scabbard. This dagger reminds them to always look after their men, or risk the Black Centurion returning from the dead.
So that was the story of Damocles. Now Damocles was this great warrior that used to fight in the army, and he used to be a great fighter until there was a huge fight, and then he got basically betrayed by his other generals, and then they sort of oracle, kind of some sort of magical species, basically gave him another life where he became a an avenger. He took his revenge. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So I'm being attacked. My family members are being attacked. So the guy who's next to me, obviously I'm playing with Marius, and this is Marius's home. He's come home for a little bit of a trip to meet his parents and stuff, but unfortunately the barbarians have come in and they've started to attack his family members. So let's see what happens. So I'm trying my best to fight down here. Obviously I don't want my dad or any my mother or sister to get hurt. It's funny, I'm talking as though I'm not Damocles, I mean. Yeah, Marius is doing a great job down here. So I'm just following my dad. Oh no, oh hell no, look what's happened. So basically down here what you sort of realise is his mother and his sister have died. There's no doubt that Marius's father is a great fighter, as well as him So because he's from a fighting pedigree, so his family is a good, they are good fighters as well.
What's going on? Speak to me.
So whilst playing, you get XP and you sort of can upgrade your talent. So for example, I definitely want to increase my life, my health should I say. You can also increase other aspects of the game and attributes that your character does possess. So right now I'm just basically protecting my father, protecting Marius's father, and I don't know what he's up to right now. Obviously he wants to vanquish all the barbarians. That's why. Obviously if for example if you were in his position, and for example his father has just lost his wife and his daughter, so he's obviously gone like nuts and stuff. So he wants to like vanquish all the barbarians, but there's so many barbarians. There's a substantial number of barbarians, and two people can't take them all on by themselves. Oh, the executions in this game, man, they're brilliant. Seriously, this game's so bloody and brilliant. That's how, you know, that's how I'd sum it up. Bloody
They mean
brilliant.
to kill us, Marius. We must get to the Senate House to save my people.
Just you and me. Come on, Marius.
I have to defeat the shield barbarian. It was actually quite hard, but right now with all the emotions that are going through Marius, I don't think he's gonna find it hard. The scenery, the cutscenes, everything in this game are basically perfect in my eyes. And the storyline, well, simply brilliant.
That way. There lies your destiny. Run.
Wow, so there's like, you know, there's a whole lot of barbarians coming after him, sorry, and the lady, I think that lady is related to him. I think that could be his mother or his sister. I think most likely it's gonna be his mom. And basically when she died, because she died of a good cause and unjustly, basically the sort of, she sort of was restored and became this sort of guidance. She became like a guidance for her son to succeed in his endeavors.
Father!
Marius, this way!
So father's leading the way as usual. There's also little things you can pick up and you just press A to pick them up. They're like scrolls and stuff. I'm like, get off my dad. Sick. Marius is going crazy, man. Obviously he's trying to show his full potential in front of his father. Damn, there's a lot of barbarians. If you're enjoying the gameplay, please leave a thumbs up, man, to show some support. That'll be really, really good and very appreciated. And I'll appreciate it a lot, should I say.
I must see to my people here, Marius.
I'm going to be doing walkthroughs of the entire game because it's that good and I love it. It's fantastic.
He'll protect your father. Now go!
Sort of get stuck here and be thinking, what do I have to do? Then I sort of realized that you have to break the sort of wood logs in front of you and stuff. But to be honest with you, the game's not very difficult in the sense that it does help you and assist you if you want to sort of complete, if you want to go to a certain checkpoint. There's a sign that you need to follow, It looks like an arrow basically.
A city for the people. An empire of the people.
So after finally finding my way to the checkpoint that I have to go to, there's I'm surrounded by barbarians, which is always not good, but they're just everywhere. Seriously, man, it's like they've planned it really well and stuff, and they've just got tons and tons of there's a there's loads of barbarians everywhere, and you know, how can two guys defeat all of them? Well, even if they really are skilled, it's gonna take more than skill to get them all killed. If you do lose life and you want to regain it, then you can always, after performing an execution, you can click on the health sort of symbol, and then you can sort of rejuvenate your health after you've killed somebody with an execution. So this game promotes executing your sort of your opponents. The game gets harder and harder, your opponents will get harder, you know, so for example the shield barbarians harder than the normal barbarians, and then later on you'll start getting these barbarians with a twin sword, and then things get a little bit more tricky from then onwards, and towards the end you actually have to face warriors. But at least Marius's father is still alive and stuff, and you know, everything's going well. So you know, as long as he doesn't lose his entire family on one day, it shouldn't be too bad. You can also pick spears up and throw them in the game. Spears are basically everywhere. I mean, if you go to any side of corner and you know, there's a lot of them. They're virtually everywhere. Obviously, sometimes if your Roman fellow, you know, sort of colleagues died, he might leave his, you know, his spear behind. You can always run up and press A and collect it from the flow. I guess that's a good thing about fighting with the sword. You know, it's hard to break a sword, but if you're fighting with a gun, you'll always need ammo. So I guess, you know, there are advantages of using the sword rather than a gun. When you're performing an execution in this game, your opponents do not attack you, they sort of like freeze and stuff, so that's really cool. Because then if they would attack you whilst performing an execution, then the game would be, you know, it'd be a lot harder than, won't it? And you'll think 3 times before performing an execution.
can't go this way, Marius. You'll have to go back and lower that bridge.
So after finding my way to the checkpoint, there's more barbarians, believe it or not. And what can one do? Just keep on fighting. Just keep on fighting against the barbarians. Well, the good thing is, Marius has got his father with him, so at least there's two of them fighting against the barbarians. I mean, if it was him alone, then you know things would get really tricky. But he needs his Roman army man close. I mean, if he had his army with him, then the barbarians wouldn't be any trouble whatsoever. Such a fun game to play, seriously, man. If you have not played this game, it's a world of fun, seriously. It really is. It's got multiplayer in it as well. So multiplayer is basically when you join up with another person and you can start killing them as well, which is a lot of fun. So if you got a friend and he likes this game as well, you can join up together and fight in the Colosseum against various opponents, which is it's amazing. It really is. Unfortunately, towards the end of this video, there's going to be a tragic loss. If you've already guessed that, I'm not going to tell you guys, but you know, you can sort of guess what happens. I mean, it's a really tragic end. Just carry on watching the video, and you're going to find out about what happens. So there's definitely, you know, a great storyline among this, and you know, the story of Damocles is very relevant to Marius' story. So you guys can watch this, and you know, you're gonna get a glimpse of a great storyline within this Roman epic game. Really epic.
You must save Rome. Save it from there.
You bastards! You murdering barbarian bastards! I will do as you bid, Father. I will save Rome from them. I'll spill their blood.
I'm Commander Battalion of the 14th. I fought with your father. If it's blood you want, I promise I will give you as much as you can handle. You were the second, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Not anymore. Welcome to the 14th, lad.
Battalion oversaw the completion of my training and made good on his promise. As part of the 14th, I'd soon have all the blood I could ever want.
The island of Britannia, that fetid lair at the edge of our empire, was home to the bastards that had slaughtered my family and led the very rebellion which had spewed onto the streets of Rome. My posting with the 14th would take us to these isles, where I would wreak my revenge, crushing this insurrection.